Hello, hello, hello. I am Antoinette, Coach Ross, the boss of Project Execute, your vision catalyst. I work to improve the lives of my clients, especially women and girls, from the inside out by answering their pertinent questions of who, why, what, when, and how to be more successful in their lives. The focus areas are self concept, goal imagery and creation, and finally, accountability. We live our lives on different levels at all times. Within my coaching process, there are 10 areas of concentration and abundant love that makes up our being and create our lives. The 10 areas are metaphysical, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, personal, relational, professional, financial, and political. This is a Focus Friday message on to become or not to become. Now, that's a good question. What I know for sure is that everyone has something in the back of their mind that they want to do. Usually, it's not being done because they lack belief, someone talked them out of it, or they just don't know how to begin. People come to me who are stuck in deciding if they want to become or not to become. Business owners, authors, better mates, better employees and leaders, and leading healthier lives. And what I realize is that there are three aspects of becoming. The three aspects of becoming are make a decision, formulate a realistic plan of action, and show up and show out. Let's go with number 1. Make a decision. One thing that you have to do to become is to make up your mind that this is something that you're going to do. Making up your mind means that you are committed to the process. Sometimes we get where our thoughts keep us from determining whether or not we're going to become. You have to get hold of your thoughts and decide yes or no, because whether you realize it or not, you're deciding anyway, especially if you're choosing not to become. Number 2, formulate a realistic plan of action. I say realistic because sometimes we can come up with these huge, grandiose plans. We make them so huge that at some point we'll say, I can't do that. That's an easy way to come up with the excuses. But if you come up with a reasonable and realistic plan with for sure actionable steps, you are guaranteed to at least make an attempt at becoming. Steps have to be, to make one step means you got to be sure about that step. To make the next step, you got to be sure about that next step. But if you're making plans for way out there, 9 times out of 10, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay standing right there thinking, I can't do that. Not me. I'm not ready to do that. But if you come up with a small, actionable step, you can get that done. You can check that off. And you're closer to the end result. Now, number 3, show up and show out. We're losing sight on this show out part. Show out, I mean, show up with confidence. Show up with the expectation that you are going to get this done. Show up with some level of expectation of yourself. Show up with some level of excellence. Show up with a desire to complete. Show up and show out. You have to show up to become, because in order for it to happen, You have to show up. If you don't show up, then you're choosing what? Not to become. You have to do the work. The work, the steps, the actions have to be taken by you. Do you know how many rock star ideas that I've heard that people are carrying around in their journals and in their minds and in their little notebooks? People tell me about their business ideas, their story ideas, their product ideas that are simply magnificent, but they are nice and tucked away because people are stuck in between deciding to become or not to become. I was once stuck between deciding to become or not to become. I was stuck because it just seemed all so insurmountable until I took the ideas out of my head and out of my notebooks and began implementing actionable steps. I would not have a problem with getting an audience, asking them to provide feedback, and doing it over and over again. That built my confidence. Therefore, now I've decided to become Coach Ross of Project Execute, working a plan of action to train others how to become by showing up and showing out. I am Antoinette, Coach Ross, the boss of Project Execute, your vision catalyst. This has been a Focus Friday message on to become or not to become. That's a good question. Thank you for your time, and remember, every decision that you make, and even those you don't, create your life. Create wisely.